It's not a good feeling when someone who doesn't like you back not only doesn't feel the same way, but they also don't even want to be your friend. Quinlan, what are you doing here? What did you remember? Something about my great Nona's funeral. I remember you having some sort of conversation with my uncle and... Hold that thought, Ben. It looks like your uncle's about to start. That this scholarship being created in my late sister's name was the perfect fit. And you were the perfect person to create it. Am I right, Isidore? Mom? Max, are you okay? I'll be fine. Believe me, I'm just as surprised as you are. But you seem upset. What's wrong? You can tell me. What happened here should have never happened. Isidore, you're speechless. Come on, aren't you gonna share a few words about me? Still speechless, I see. Oh well, I'll just introduce myself. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Harley Drake. Drake is my maiden name, but I went by Harley Russo in a previous lifetime. That was until the man standing up there, my ex-husband, dumped me as he and his family snatched my baby boy. Oh wait, I'm a lawyer, so I need to use the proper terminology so that I'm not being accused of hearsay or defamation. What I meant to say was that despite my skills and knowledge in a court of law, a judge still saw fit to grant the Russo family full custody. But I'm not bitter though. No. I am here because I forgive that man who I gave years of my life to love, cherish, and honor, even though it all counted for nothing because I was still served divorce papers and lost custody of my son. But I forgive him. Clearly, he's changed, right? He has suddenly lost his vile, selfish ways to become a selfless man, helping to educate the future nurses of Valley Park and honor his slain sister. Give that man a round of applause. I think everything that needed to be said tonight has been said. Please enjoy the rest of your evening. There are still plenty of food and drinks for you to enjoy. Thank you. Are you crazy? We're not married anymore, Isidore. Remember? Legally, you can't have me locked up in a sanitarium if I say yes. How dare you come in here embarrassing me and my family? Why are you here, Harley? I have a son who lives in this town. You might have met him, and you never once visited him in Valley Park. He visited me regularly and never once declined. Don't try to paint me as a deadbeat parent, Isidore. I've always been active in Alan's life, even from afar. I don't buy it, Harley. As you can see, I am not in the mood for your games. Now tell me what you are doing here, and I refuse to let you leave without giving me an honest explanation. Mom, Alan, just don't stand there. Give your mother a hug. Not a chance. I think we've seen enough. What? It looks like the party just got started. Did you call her? Nope. But if I knew that Harley Drake would come in like a tsunami, I would have called her number the second the runway was sabotaged. Don't forget that she slapped her son. If she could come at Isidore like that, imagine what she would do to you. Now let's go, Wanda. Harley Drake? I haven't seen that woman since like what? 2009? From what I just saw, she should have stayed gone. I wanted this event to be talked about, but now it will be spoken about because of her. She's definitely more beautiful than I remember. What? Dr. Burke? Guess I'm just invisible, huh, Ben? Is there something that you would like to tell me, Finnegan? Not really. I just don't want to feel disrespected or ignored. Carry on. I'll have some time to myself. Since my uncle's speech is over, or in other words, cut short, I would like to know more about your connection to my late great-grandparents. Harley? Really? She sure knows how to make an entrance. Don't play around with me, Gianni. I know that she was your surprise for your brother. Surprise? We can't take back what we did, Max. Try not to worry. Remember, we used protection. It's not like you're gonna get a disease or get me knocked up. If you and I have a child together, especially when our families aren't at the best place right now, then that baby would be born in a screwed up world. It doesn't matter how safe we were, Yvette. We still made a mistake. This was a mistake. Are you worried about Vanessa? Then don't worry. It wasn't like you two were together to begin with. That means you never betrayed her. I was taught to wait until my wedding day. Not only did I hook up with you when I liked someone else, but I did something that would make my family so disappointed in me. Alan, baby, it's me. Yeah, Mom, it is you. Which is why I can't wrap my mind around why you did what you just did. There is no good explanation, Alan. Harley is just a bitter woman who has nothing better to do than to cause trouble. It's good seeing you too, Lorenzo. Thanks for asking how I'm doing. As if we want to hear what you've been up to. Clearly, you've been up to nothing but trouble. This night was to honor Elvira, my pearl. Instead, you used your bent-up anger against my son to ruin what was supposed to be a special night. Shame on you. Clarice, please. I could have said much worse. Here you are thinking that you're the second coming of Mother Teresa, yet you fail to see your own flaws. Ever since Alan was born, you wanted me out of the way. The second I gave birth to my child, you literally ripped him out of my arms, and you've been trying to rip him out of my life ever since. Don't you talk to my mother like that. I'll talk to whoever, however I would like. You lost every right to control me when you threw me away like trash. Your mother wanted someone to replace your dead sister, and she used my son to do it. Don't you dare speak my daughter's name, you Jezebel. I'm glad that I'm reminded of where Isidore gets his need to control others from. Even though I did everything to please you all, it was still never enough. I guess you decided to keep Heidi around because you didn't need two lawyer daughter-in-laws living under one roof. Or maybe I was tired of you always playing victim. Have you ever thought of that, Harley? I did our son a service by dropping you. How so? From what I hear, the Russo estate is still divided. At least if we were still married. Seeing us argue would have been something that Alan was used to. If you just wanted to come here, visit our son, and keep your mouth shut, then I wouldn't have an issue. Instead, you come in here without a care in the world and dishonored my dead sister. Lorenzo, Clarice, if you two believe that this spawn you brought into the world wanted to honor Elvira, then you two are bigger fools than I thought. What did I tell you about speaking my daughter's name? Stop it! Your great-grandparents were members of the hospital board. Of course I would come to their funerals. Is that all? Not every medical staff was at either of my great-grandparents' funerals. You knew my great-grandparents personally. You must have. I did. How exactly? Look, Ben, can't we discuss this another time? There are people here who I really need to speak with regarding this scholarship. I know that you're a busy woman, Terry, and I'm a busy man. So no, we can't discuss this another time because time isn't something that we have. This isn't funny. That's right. I'm married to someone who lacks a sense of humor. This event became a complete catastrophe, and that's exactly what Isidore gets for stealing my idea. An idea that had your dead sister's name on it. What do you think is gonna happen when Isidore, or even worse, your parents, discover that you called Harley back to town after all these years to cause havoc? Why would I be the first to be accused? The Mitchells accused my family of sabotaging Wanda's runway. They should be suspect number one. Except, why would Harley agree to help a woman who went viral for slapping Alan? I didn't think about that. And that's the issue, Gianni. You don't think these things through. Whenever you get angry, you think about getting revenge and don't ever consider the fallout. I have. Which is why my family will think that Harley used this as a perfect time to get back at Isidore. And you think that she'd want to remain loyal to her word? If she wants me to put a good word in for her where Alan's concerned. I sure won't say anything. Harley won't say anything. And as my loyal, loving wife, you won't say anything either. I swear, Gianni, if this comes back to bite us and it affects Max's goals in your family's company, it won't. It better not. I guess what happened here tonight is exactly why you didn't want me to show up. Heidi, you seem a bit shaken up. Want to talk about it? Be realistic, Max. Do you think your brother or even that cousin of yours are virgins? Think real hard before you answer that. Because if they're not, then it's not like you're the dirtiest member of your family. All my life, I worked hard to be the sort of son my parents could be proud of. Growing up, I saw how my older brother upset my parents and the rest of the family. I didn't want to put my family through any more pain. How can I look at them again after tonight? It's easy. When you're with your family, you don't mention anything about this night. Do you see what you're all doing? Just stressing out my son. Mom, you're not so innocent either. You and I need to talk. You have nothing to say to this woman, Alan. Listen to your grandfather. It's best if she leaves this place at once. I'm not some woman. I'm his mother, and it's about time that you all respect my title. Some mother. And you wonder why the judge granted me full custody all those years ago. Think all you want that we paid off some judge. Any smart judge would have realized that you're too reckless to be anyone's mother. I want to speak with my mom alone. Please. Fine. But Alan, she better be out of here right after you talk with her. I can't stomach the sight of her. How many times, Alan? How many times have I told you that your father and his family only see you as a means to an end? Mom, not tonight. How could you lie to me? I never once lied to you, baby. Oh, really? Like you weren't just on the phone with me as if you were still at Tampa. Okay, to be fair, Alan, I didn't tell you where I was since I wanted to surprise you. Clearly, you did. You surprised everyone. And Mom, it's not that I don't want you here or that I wouldn't have appreciated the surprise. My issue with you is that it feels like you haven't been listening to me. What do you mean? Do my dreams of working at Russo Jewelers mean nothing to you? What exactly do you want to know? At my great-grandmother Martina's funeral, I remember seeing you and my uncle arguing. What was that about? Ben, that was over 20 years ago. I'm well aware of that. You think I would remember what was said? Most of all, why do you even want to know? Because my earliest memories are filled with loss. First my great-grandparents and my aunt, who I found, might I remind you. Forgive me if I'm trying to make sense of my life as an adult. Besides, people don't usually argue when someone has just been buried in the ground. Again, it was a funeral. Your Uncle Isidore truly adored your great-grandmother. He was upset in general that day. That's your explanation? Isidore was upset just because? Quinlan, I had nothing to do with anything you just saw. My brother's ex-wife caught me by surprise, just like you did. How come you didn't tell me you would be here? Gianni, the two of us might be friendly, but you're not entitled to know my every move. I never said I was. Glad that we're on the same page. But Gianni, I truly do hope that you're being honest with me. It's one thing to keep secrets, but it's another to lie straight to my face if you had something to do with what went down tonight. It's not like I can forget what we did here tonight. I don't expect you to. What you can do is walk out of this house with a peace of mind. I won't tell anyone as long as you don't. I would like you to stay here a bit longer, Ben, but my parents are coming here pretty soon, so I'm gonna need you to leave. And you won't tell anyone? Promise. Why would I get in the way of your potential happiness? with Vanessa Dorval. Ever since I saw her, I was always honest with her. I just hate that if some sort of miracle happens and she begins to like me back, that I would have to hide that I'm no longer a virgin. I know how much you would like to run the family company someday. Alan, you're intelligent, charismatic, and hardworking. Those traits don't come from your father either. But Dad has to be the one next in line to run Russo Jewelers. This event's success should have secured his spot, and you ruined it, Mom. Did you not think about how this would affect me? I didn't think that it would. That's right. You didn't think. Mom, you know how much I love you, but your actions tonight made me so disappointed in you. Only if you made different choices, I wouldn't be so eager to see you go back to Tampa. All I can tell you, Ben, is that mourning tends to make people rational at times. And you can't even remember what Isidore was angry at you about? Honestly, I was just tuning out whatever he was saying. Sorry I couldn't be of more help. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'm just trying to process everything that happened tonight. We are in a hotel after all. You can tell Gianni that you need a break from the family tonight, and I can tell Terry that I could use a break from her as well. What is wrong with you? The slightest thing makes you want to hop into bed with me? Yes, the sound of your voice and seeing you makes me feel a few things. Finnegan, I need to sleep. So do I.